Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday to you. I trust you had a lovely weekend and getting ready to start this auspicious new week. Here we are with our usual Monday check-in, our Mindful Motivation for Mindset Mastery session. So, this is an auspicious week. Well, they're always auspicious weeks for some reason or another, right? If you've watched these before, you know I like to kind of feel into what's happening with the moon, because that's one of the best ways to really get in touch with who we are at the core. Following the phases of the moon is actually a very powerful way of creating this sense of mindset mastery. So this week, why I'm saying it's auspicious, not only are we wrapping up November, the 11th month of 2023, we're about to step into December. And I mentioned this last week. This is the time of year that I really encourage, and I do this myself, to do a review and kind of look at what are you taking forward with you into the next year. Do you have a sense of what you wish to create and be and become in the year ahead? So this is all about really acknowledging the gifts, the learning, the shifts, the opportunities that you've had in the passing year. And like I said, this is the moon phase that's really powerfully affecting us and actually arrives today. It is the full moon in the sign of Gemini. So Gemini is all about, it's kind of about seeing things in different ways because it's the twins, right? But it's also, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which P.S., talking about Mercury, we have one more Mercury retrograde to come through later in December. I'll talk a wee bit more about that in probably next week and the week after. We'll talk more about that part. But with it being Mercury, it's all about communication. So like I said, I kind of set that up for us, is do you get into setting a one-word theme? I've talked about this before, and I said this last week too. If you would like my guide to help you with this, just pop it in the comments below or message me. I have a guide that I've put together, and I kind of revamp it every year to kind of help inspire you and help you get some ideas on releasing the old year and embracing and creating and being inspired to be the boss of you as you walk forward with this idea of mindset mastery. So watch your energy this week. Watch how the vibe of this full moon in Gemini is going to inspire you to really speak out your truth, to use the words that really resonate with you, with your inner truth. You know that I'm all about liberating your inner truth. So it's about using your words, your authenticity, and calibrating to what it is you wish to share, to connect with, to encourage other people to be, because you're doing your own inner work. So you may actually also be inspired with this full moon to reignite some hobbies or ideas or plans that you might have kind of put off on the back burner. So check into that. It's a perfect time for journaling and just kind of looking into the communication, you to you, but then speaking out your truth. So that's kind of the vibe that we're sitting in, wrapping up this month and allowing us to find your rhythm. You know, sometimes when we look at our rhythm, if you've been hustling too much, pushing too much, having too many things on your to-do list, maybe it's time to slow things down and to really look at how are things going? Are the words I'm using to and about myself, are they really aligned with that authenticity and with that aspect of what I'm here in this life, in this game of life? Each one of us has our own unique talents, quirks, gifts, and our responsibility is to bring that in for the collective. How's that feeling for you? Now, if I've said anything or that triggers you or confuses you, just let me know. The idea of these sessions is to really visit with you and kind of share with you what's going on, but then inspire you to make the changes and the choices that work best for you as you move forward, sharing your gifts, your talents, your quirks. So for these sessions, I use 4 different decks of cards to just have a look to see how to best use these energies, how to best support and inspire the best way forward for you. So the first deck of cards that I use is my letting go cards. So in order to calibrate with the truth of you, to inspire your best communication with this beautiful full moon, for setting your intentions, for connecting and sharing your gifts. In order to do that, oftentimes it's because we need to let go of something that then the guidance can come through better. So let's see what comes up for us today. And this is perfect. The cards always kind of come in and guide us in a really powerful way. The card that's come up for us is disapproval of self. So I mentioned about maybe you start to feel inspired to reignite an idea. Maybe you were thinking to write a book or learn a modality or put something into motion, and then you stuffed it down because you disapproved of yourself, or you criticized yourself, or you didn't think you were powerful or gifted enough. So see how that comes up as you get a little bit introspective about the words, the verbiage that you're using out loud, but also internally. Because basically, sometimes it's really useful to listen to the words that we're using, because it helps us get really clear on, are you using sabotagey type of dialogue internally and not even really acknowledging that maybe I can let that go. So that'd be a powerful thing to let go and not take forward into 2024. So what do you need in order to do that? Feel into that. And now the next deck is my tarot cards. So I like to pull 1 tarot card, and then we do 3 of the Healing with the Angels cards. And we wrap it all up with one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth cards. So just take a nice deep breath. Let's see what wisdom the tarot has for us today. And this is awesome. So I said about the full moon in Gemini being the twins, the duality. Look what's come up for us is the 2 of Pentacles. I really love that. So the 2 of Pentacles, there's a sense of balance and harmony and looking at your well-being, your things that you're doing, the things that you're creating. How abundant do you feel? How prosperous do you feel? How aligned with your own gift and calling are you? These are questions intended to open you up to really watching your internal dialogue and your external dialogue. And also seeing, do you need to join a different group? Do you need to have different types of conversations with different types of people? Feel into that. And also allow your own intuitive nature to kind of be the navigating. I've suggested to you before using one of my favorite questions to help discern your own inner guidance. And that is, how do I feel about myself here? And so what I'm saying is, how do I feel about myself while I'm thinking these thoughts, while I'm saying these words, while I'm in this environment, and when I'm choosing not to be somewhere? How do I feel about myself? And where we want to be kind of guiding ourselves towards is releasing that disapproval of self, but also feeling like there might be a wee bit of nervy energy. I've done that many times. You might kind of go, oh, but that nervy energy is behind it might be a sense of excitement or alignment or truth. Whereas if it's discombobulation, or I feel uncomfortable, or I feel like I'm an imposter, then maybe that's your own inner guidance saying, time to rewrite that story, to change the narration, you follow what I'm trying to say there, I think. So just check in with that. Finding rhythm, finding balance, because it's there and it's actually looking for you also. So now with that one, let's see what 3 cards are going to come up for us from the Healing with the Angels cards. Very powerful, very powerful. The first one is freedom. I love that. If you think about that coming into conjunction with that full moon, with the full moon in Gemini being when you communicate your truth, it frees you. It frees the auspicious spark that you truly are, your inner light. And that actually also allows you to align with your own spiritual growth. This whole, I've referenced this before so many times about it's a game. We're playing a game of life. As spiritual beings, we're saying more of that and less of this and evolving. It's like a spiral, upward spiral, becoming more and more who we truly are at the soul level. And so that's what this whole energy is about too. And acknowledging that you are a powerful, powerful creator being, that you manifest everything that you really need and wish for and intend. And that's why it's such a good piece to just kind of tap into, how do I feel about myself, and setting those intentions and really reviewing with compassion. Compassion for self is an important part too, because if disapproval of self comes up and has been kind of derailing your best efforts, then it's time to say thank you and make a different choice. Okay, so last deck of cards. Just take another nice deep breath and let's see. Oh, actually, this is my Liberate Your Inner Truth cards. I suggested about the setting a one-word theme, and like I said, I have a handout that I'm quite happy to send to you if you would like that. But I also wanted to tell you about this new product that I've developed. This is called the Liberate Your Inner Truth, and the bottom part says, I am free to be me. This is a journal that I've developed for you to help you with that idea of choosing a one-word theme, choosing the card that will help navigate your choices, your decisions, your intentions. So that's a journal that I've created, and it's actually available for you on Amazon. So that's just a piece of support too about this whole thing of wrapping up the year of 2023 and stepping into an empowered year with your inner truth liberated. So let's see what guidance is going to wrap this session up for us today. Just take a nice deep breath. And let's see what card's going to come up for us. Beautiful. So it's I'm charismatic. I like that. So I said to you, we're aligning with the truth of us, right? So I am charismatic says, my versatility makes me so comfortable in all situations. I make it a point to uplift the people I speak with. I leave each person feeling better than I found them. I am charismatic. That's a really lovely vibe to come in with that full moon in Gemini. Come into your own charisma. Share your charisma. Are you communicating from that place? I trust that this resonates and supports you. Like I said, if you need any guidance or more support, put it in the comments below or message me directly. I wish you a superb week, and I'll be back with you next week when we are in the new month, the final month of 2023. Much love to you. I'll see you then.